Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Millen, joined by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
What up?
What up?
Just sounds unnatural when it comes out of your mouth. If this is your first time at the show, I highly recommend you go to intro.thatkindofnerd.com, see some hand-selected episodes to ease you into our jokes and humor, or as Brian says every once in a while, just jump into it, see what we get this episode.
Just fucking do it.
In.
Don't get eased into us. Just jump in.
There's no easing. We just go raw all the time.
Oh.
That is not the way I meant it, you dirty fucks.
Listen, well then let's just segue out of that real quickly, and let's talk about my favorite hobby in the world, which is to go on the internet, find the weird, find the obscure, and then I ask these two gentlemen for a tech perspective. And the first one is a little bit of just podcasting news. Wow. Really? Yep. It's a modem now. Didn't used to be a modem.
That's my
Now it's just a
favorite
bad
part.
car, like a transmission. Big news for the podcasting world. If you're listening to us on an Android device, congratulations, Google has actually made a podcasting app. Kind of, sort of, not really, but...
There was much rejoicing.
Yay!
Go check out our show notes. We have a link to Google Podcasts. You can find us there if you want to share us. Please go ahead and do that. But for you Android people, you finally have a native podcasting app. And for you iOS people, you're about to get Chapters, Albert.
Chapters and Albert.
For you.
I really like Albert.
You're gonna
He's
get
the
one.
secret
It's
fourth
like an
member.
Alexa. It's like an Alexa, but it's a male, right?
The secret fourth member of That Kind of Nerd. Albert, what do you think of this topic?
And for you iOS users, you're going to start to get Chapters. You're going to get changing album artwork, and you're going to get
No Albert for iOS. Albert's not allowed.
No
Look,
we
allowed.
do
I'll
have
tell you
Sam.
what, if you, anybody out there that is as nerdy as we are running iOS 12 beta, the chapters and album artwork are pretty cool.
Which you can also get in Overcast on iOS, which I highly recommend as well, because they have smart speed and some good stuff too, but check it out. But let's talk about some stuff that's not related to podcast. A real tech perspective is starting with, after 2 years, Pokemon Go is letting you trade Pokemon.
No, they're not.
Brian, let's just first talk about the promise that Pokemon Go started with. When
The promise of Pokemon Go. Oh, yes. I don't know if you remember this, CJ, but 2.5 years ago, I believe it was a dreary September, and we were just looking at the moonlight, enjoying some stars, and I was looking up YouTube, and I saw a Pokemon Go trailer. And I said, CJ, you like Pokemon? And you're like, hell yeah, I like Pokemon. And we watched this, and it was amazing. So amazing. I think I saw the beginning of the universe. I saw the creation of all things, and I wept because I not only could catch Pokemon in the real world, but I could also battle Pokemon not only at gyms, but with friends. And I could trade with friends as well. The trailer, in fact, shows two strange people. I don't know who you are. You know what? You got Pokemon. Let's battle. Let's battle across the street. It's going to be fun. And it looked so much fun. And then Pokemon Go dropped. And we were all so excited. Some people spent money on it live on the air.
I did.
$100.
And all you could do was just catch Pokemon. We said, it's okay. It's all right. We understand. Not all the features are going to be available right away. We'll give it like 6 months. 6 months and everything will be okay. It'll be okay. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I can't wait. And then 6 months came by, and I got the most exercise I ever did in my fucking life, and still no battling, still no trading. And I said, ¿Por qué, Niantic? What is going on here, sir? And Niantic said, don't worry. It's coming. Don't worry. But you know what we do have? We have Gen 2 coming. Are you happy with Gen 2? No, I just want to battle. I just want to trade.
Battle and trade. That's all I want.
Just, Niantic, please give me what you promised me. And then another 6 months came by, and there was still no battling and trading. And I said, but my friends, I have friends. I want to trade with them. And they said, no, sir, it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet, they said. I said, okay. I said, well, you know what? I'm at level 29. And I'm okay with that. It took me a year to get here, and I'll just take a break for a while until you get trading out. And I figured it'd be like a month, 2 months. I'll get trading. I'll get back into it. It's now been 2 years, and I'm finally getting trading. And I saw this article, and I said, you know what? I will go ahead and I will open up my Pokemon Go app again. And I opened up again, and I logged in, and they have a nice little screensaver on there while it loads. It's quite wonderful. It's got Pokemon like riding on the ocean, which was cool. It was very cool. You know, hey, high five, Lapras, way to go. And then I opened it up and I said, oh, trading, let's trade. Social, you need to be level 40 to do any of this. That is 11 more levels that will take me another 1.5 years to get of walking and catching and hatching eggs and catching 16,000 Rattatas that I don't fucking want just so I can do what you promised me from the beginning. You told me I would get it at level 0. You're dead to me, Niantic.
And scene. So listen, in my head, and this is a podcast, so for all of you in your heads, here's how I envision what just went down. This is a one-man show, right? Black stage, single spotlight, microphone, Brian, dark jeans, black shirt. He just performed a one-man show for you.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I would like
poetic.
I would like our podcast awards now, please. I would like our awards. Please,
so amazing. So amazing. And I can't add anything to that. That's fantastic. It's hope, it's love, it's fun, it's disappointment and anger. It's everything I wanted.
I need everyone to go nominate that speech for podcastawards.com. That's a real thing. I need a trophy that I can give to Brian for that speech, and there's nothing else to say. So let's talk about something else, because that was absolutely beautiful and absolutely wonderful. Now, Josh, here's what I need you to do. I need your help, because as Brian just beautifully encapsulated what it's like to be a person who's in Pokemon Go, you are a wonderful person to help you with just breaking down the abilities to, not only just take back your time, but take back your money, right? Earn some respect when it comes to working with large companies and conglomerates. And God, do I need your opinion on this. There was an article done by CNET that talks about a couple services that will get your cable bill lower without having to make an awkward phone call. However, there is a huge catch.
I've seen the video. I see that there are people that want to make phone calls for you and save you money on your cable bill, and then they want to keep 50, 45, 40% of what you save.
Ridiculous.
My only thought is, are you out of your mind even asking people to pay you to make a... All right, let me back up. Some people aren't comfortable haggling, except it's not a haggle. Like, when it comes to services like that, especially when it comes to services like cable, it's real simple. I'm going to cancel and go elsewhere. And then they just basically do what you want them to do. I mean, it's really not very hard. That's all you have to say. Anyone can say that. Let me make it clear. Here's what I'd like to have happen, right? Within reason. I mean, don't ask for the world, right? I mean, don't be dumb. But if you're going to leave over a $12 to $25 a month difference, they're probably going to acquiesce. It's a phone call.
Yep.
Don't ever pay someone to say, I'm not completely satisfied and I'm going to go elsewhere for a promotional value that is better than yours and saves me $25 monthly, which isn't small potatoes. That's what you have to do. Don't ever, ever, ever pay someone to do that. It's just stealing your money for doing no work. It's words.
And they're asking for, just like Josh said, 45 to 50% of your savings. And the guy in the video, and I stopped after 45 seconds, a minute and a half maybe.
It's when I vomited. That's when I stopped. As soon as I vomited, I shut it off.
Yep, I was just like, no. And he's just like, I'm saving like $120 a year. It's like, imagine if you would, saving, I don't know, $240 a year?
Right. That's kind of the point. Right. It's stupid to give someone half of your money for doing something that causes... They paint a picture like like making a phone call and talking to someone on the other end of a phone is a painful process. Listen,
It's not.
being on hold, does it suck? Yeah. But look, let me give you an example. Think about the situations where you are stuck and have nothing better to do at all, right?
Right.
Put someone else on speaker and just let the phone sit there. Just let it sit there. You may be in a noisy environment, which is actually going to make it worse for the person on the other end of the phone. So you're already winning. But but just do it when it's convenient for you.
Right.
We all have that moment in the day where you just got nothing going on. You're like you're waiting in line for your falafel. Just do it then. Right? Because you don't care about the guy that's about to hand you a falafel anyway. So it doesn't matter if you don't say, "How are you today? Thank you for this delicious falafel." You could be on hold in that moment. And when they pick up and they say, "Can I help you?" "Oh, one moment. I'm getting extra sauce on my falafel, and then I'll be right with you." That's kind of who cares? Just make the call and tell them you're going to get a better promotion elsewhere. Say that. And they'll discount your bill.
The reason I brought this up was I had a listener. His name was Chris. He was telling me that, I heard your stuff talking about cord cutting. And, that seems like a big hassle, and I didn't really like it. And part of it is, calling to cancel your cable service, right? It's something that you have to do at some point. And I saw this. I saw Bill Shark, and I was like, this looks incredible. And he sent me the video that was inspired him to go ahead and use this. I said, Chris, you gotta be kidding me, dude. 45%, 50%. No.
How many reps do you think a company like DirecTV employs? Right, just a shit ton, right?
Yeah.
A shit ton.
Yep.
So there's something built into their system where if you have DirecTV, you earn these loyalty points that actually on the rep side, the longer it goes, equates to dollars. So if you're asking for something, they can give it to you just by looking at their screen.
Right.
You're already building with these companies. You're already building loyalty just by being there, and you don't owe them anything.
And I can tell you, those are people that you speak to when you get to the phone. It's they're not heartless monsters. They're people. So just calmly explain, just like Josh said, what you want, why you want it, and what you're willing to do if you don't get it. And a person with a brain will eventually go, oh yeah, there's something in every corporate structure to let me give you a discount, to let me give you a restructuring, to let me give you a rethink. It's really not impossible. So don't do this. I just want to bring this up because as soon as someone told me, oh yeah, I'm totally going to do this service because I saw it from your cord cutting aspect, maybe this is something I could do to kind of save myself that hassle of cord cutting. No, don't do this in general. Even if you don't want to cut the cord, you want to stay with your cable provider, satellite provider, whoever you have. If you're happy with those people, that's fine. You just want a better price. Just like Josh said, falafel time. Perfect time to do it. God, that's it. Ugh. Now, I really want to say, I want a falafel. You've kind of sold me on the falafel aspect here.
Falafel are delicious. I don't know if you eat falafel, but it's so good.
I do. Well, all right, let's do this then. Let's get out of the world of tech for a little bit. Let's go over to the world of movies and TV for a segment that we call Screen to Screen. And we got to start with the trailer that everyone's talking about this week, Creed 2. Dropped a trailer. It kind of came out of nowhere for us. It was like, hey, it's a poster one day, then bam, I got a new trailer in.
I didn't see a trailer for Creed 2.
Did you not see that trailer?
Did you not see
meetings?
No, it was there was a trailer for Rocky 4.5. But I didn't see anything for Creed. Did anybody wait, did you guys see the Rocky 4.5 trailer? Because that was really good. I'm super looking forward to it.
It looks very good. Yes, you're correct.
But
I saw it. Yes.
We can agree.
Listen.
We can all agree this is not Creed 2, this is Rocky 4.5, right? Right.
Drago returns.
Not just Drago returns,
but the plot.
He wakes up in a hospital bed.
Son of a bitch, you're right.
With his wife next to him saying, you don't have to do this.
Yes, I do. No.
I'm like, what? Wait.
Are you telling me that Sylvester Stallone just took the script that he already wrote?
Wait, I've seen this movie. Right? And listen, as long as there is an amazing training montage, I'm going to be completely
He was underwater
satisfied.
throwing punches.
Underwater
That's what I'm
montage.
saying. But like, it doesn't have to be just him. It's not about just what he's doing. It's got to be about the music too.
Here's what I'm
Like,
thinking.
I need it.
At some point, there's going to be a training montage in this movie, as you said, right? And then Rocky 4, they went to like the mountains, right?
No, they were in Russia. They're Siberia, and he's
Right.
he's like running up a snowy mountain.
So there's no snowy mountains in Philly. So are they coming to Allentown to do this? Are they going to run up like the Poconos?
That'd be
Is that
amazing. They're gonna run up the Poconos. How does one run up the Poconos?
I don't know. How does one run up Siberia, sir?
There's all kinds of mountains in Siberia.
So what I'm hearing is that Sylvester Stallone just took the script for Rocky 4, whited out every word that said Rocky, and replaced the Adonis
No,
Creed.
because there is still
so
Control.
listen,
Control F. Rocky
for everyone, watch the trailer. It does look good. It looks like it's going to be a good movie because it's a Rocky movie, and Rocky movies are good movies. But that, like, when I saw the end, I was like, oh, like the whole time I'm going, okay, I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie. And then at the very end, you see the back of the guy's robe and it's Drago, and you're like, oh, so it's the same movie. Okay.
I don't think it's going to be the same. I think Rocky's going to die this one.
Oh my God. So here's the thing.
Wait, when did Mick die? What Rocky did Mick die?
Rocky
Mick died
3.
in Rocky 3.
Hold on now,
Okay.
because that Brian introduces something that I observed after watching the trailer. This is very interesting. So in Rocky 3, right, he had sort of reached the pinnacle of his career, which it seems like this is a few years in the future. This is not right after he just took that loss. He
Correct.
earned a championship. He's been a champion. So it's actually the beginning of Rocky 3 where he's at his prime, right, and gets destroyed by Clubber Lang, which is what's going to happen in the beginning of this movie. We're going to open up to him getting just beaten to hell, gets his squash knocked around, wakes up in a hospital. But, you know, fast forward to now, elements of Rocky 4, because that's where Stallone started, with Talia Shire telling him, you don't have to do this, and yes, I do. But then go through the movie, right? And Stallone dies, Rocky dies, and now we're back to Rocky 3, and now Creed has multiple motivations, right? And it's not just his father died and he has to avenge his father because Drago killed him in the ring, and but he probably had some issues before that. But all right, I see where you're going. And then you also have the Mick aspect where Rocky dies and he has to win for him. It's Rocky 3 and Rocky 4.5. Like, I don't know how you work that math out. It's elements of both. And Brian, tell me I'm not stupid for reading it that way.
No, I didn't actually put that together when I first saw the trailer, but now that you're talking, yeah, it definitely is. It really is. I'm okay with it.
Oh, I'm
but
super
it is.
okay with it because it's a Rocky movie, and I'm always going to watch Rocky movies, and Stallone can't do them forever. But you know what? Michael B. Jordan can. And you know what? In 10 years, Michael B. Jordan can train somebody new.
Mhm,
And
absolutely.
speaking of training somebody new, this is a new director as
Maybe
well.
he'll train the other Drago's kid,
I don't even give
and
a
then
shit.
we'll just have a series of Drago movies.
Honestly, if it's like if this like would you be sad? Would you be sad if this franchise continued once every
I was
decade
just-
or so?
I was just thinking
No.
this is kind of like the Star Wars thing, right? We just follow one family like all the way through.
That's fine. Let's do
And
that.
have them interacting. I'm
Like-
quite okay with that.
These movies make everybody feel good. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to be mad about it if they continue. Like, once every
You know what?
10 years, we get a new sort of Rocky thing, or 20, even 20 years. I don't give a shit.
I'd be fine with that. And you know what? It's interesting you said that you're not mad about this, because the other topic that I found was Drake, because he was upset. And
He is upset.
so Drake launched a new video. It's called "I'm Upset," and normally we don't cover rap music videos. We do when Josh talks about music. He eventually brings in rap, or when we talked about Straight Outta Compton.
Eventually, I love hip hop. Like, what's the problem here?
No, it was a very unsuspecting music video in the sense of it was a Degrassi reunion, which came out of nowhere, and they even featured Jay and Silent Bob in it, which they were in Degrassi for like a hot minute, like maybe like 6 episodes total. But they had Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes, they had the entire cast of Degrassi come back and have a wonderful reunion, and it was awesome. If you watched that show, which I think Brian and I were in that prime demographic when that.
I never watched that show.
Really?
I did, but I did not. But I did watch this video because I do love Nina Dobrev. But that's it. And I love Jay and Silent Bob.
Right.
That's actually the reason I watched this music video.
And I was listening to Hollywood Babylon, and Kevin Smith was talking about what they did to do this. And he goes, I was completely just flabbergasted that I was asked. And then they gave me carte blanche to do whatever the hell we wanted. And then they end the music video with Jay and Bob outside, and he's doing the rap that he used to do.
Noich.
It's
smoking weed, smoking blunts. Who smoked the blunts? We both smoke the blunts.
So
it's
good.
So good.
It was just it came out of nowhere. It was very nice to see Drake just kind of tip the hat to the fact that this is where he came from, and kind of give those people who maybe been down in their career for a little bit, haven't been doing anything, a little bit of a spotlight for a little bit of time, put it back in there. I thought it was great, and the music's pretty awesome. So I just wanted to say, Drake's "I'm Upset" gets that kind of nerd stamp of approval, which is
I am not upset by this at all.
No, I was actually very happy with it.
I haven't heard anything about him not being an all-around good dude.
He's Canadian, so I mean, I'm sorry, come up here about that. We'll have it all happen.
I mean, he's, ultra, super, mega famous, but all in all, seems like a decent guy. So, yeah, I mean, anytime you get Jay and Bob involved, I'm in.
I don't know if this is going to stay in the show. I just want to talk about this. Josh, you had showed me that Mike Shinoda wrote a new album. Kind of on the cusp of the death of Chester Bennington. Yeah. And it's called Post Traumatic. And the full album dropped either this week or last week, and it just kind of snuck up on the full release. I am just so into that album right now. It's so good. It hits a big raw nerve, just kind of what's going on, and kind of you see someone kind of going through the whole process of grief, but also beginning to pick up some pieces and moving forward and kind of telling his story. It's phenomenal. If you haven't listened to the whole album, I highly recommend it. It's just a great piece of art and storytelling, and the music is just it's moving.
I think throughout the years, Mike Shinoda has actually been that sort of flip side of the coin in Chester Bennington, where even through Meteora and sort of some of their later stuff, where Chester sort of faded in the background, you get more Mike Shinoda. It's really, he's always brought a hopeful message. Yeah. Always, right? And some of Chester's stuff is so heartbreakingly beautiful, but it wouldn't be that. Just lyrically, it's heartbreaking, right? But Shinoda added so much to the music that they were such a great team. I can't imagine what he went through. So I'm excited to listen. I haven't yet. I'm getting there. I listened to the one track. It was amazing. I shared that with you guys. Mm-hmm. It's a solid track. But if you put Mike Shinoda on, even as a producer, I'm in.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting, something that you said too, that he always had that positive outlook at the end of it, right? Even with the lyrics that they had, and even with the material that they were kind of sourcing everything from, which came from a very emotional place. I think he did always bring a balance. He always brought a little bit of optimism to things, even at the end. And it's interesting in this album because you see him kind of waver for a moment, right? Which you would naturally do, right? You're such an optimistic person. You always have that outlook, and then something tragic like this happens and it knocks you off your center. And He honestly expresses, "I'm off my center. Like I'm going through something I've never gone through before." It's just fantastic, and I just couldn't let it go by without kind of being mentioned, and I really do highly recommend it.
Awesome.
So random music tangent in screen to screen. Let it happen. Just let it be.
Screen to screen to stream.
Hey, I like this better.
There you go.
That makes more sense, actually.
You could actually call it screen to stream now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think you just renamed the segment. Because the screen is yeah. Yeah, congratulations. Welcome to a new segment, Seem to Screen.
Good job, Ryan. You're such a fucking innovator that I love you.
I'm glad we talked about Mike Shinoda now. This makes it happen. Thank you. All right.
I'm a lyrical genius.
Where were you 3.5 months ago?
I'm the one who gave you screen to screen to begin with.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about some rumors that came out that Lucas and Disney...
Rumors started. What?
That's staying in. I just hope
I'm
you
sick
know.
of being followed.
So Lucasfilms is firing back at some, quote, inaccurate reports, quote, that standalone Star Wars spin-offs have been put on hold. So the internet this week was like, hey, guess what? Solo didn't do too well, so they're putting the hold on, they're putting the brakes on these spin-off movies, to which Disney's just like, nah, they still make a shit ton of money. We're going to keep doing those. We're going to keep working on them because they make a shit ton of money. So I when I saw the news story initially that they were pumping the brakes and they were putting these projects on hold, I kind of called BS right away. I was like, I don't even want to talk about that. It's a dumb rumor. I don't believe it. I believe,
and here we are talking about.
I believe Lucasfilm that they're actually working on this. I believe that they're actually people gave out some shitty ideas and reports. The other reason I want to bring it up was there's a lot of stupid pushback right now on Twitter and social media that there's like a group of people who want to personally finance a recut of Star Wars The Last Jedi to, quote, make it acceptable.
Not just a recut, like a remake.
Yeah. And
like, the fuck?
It's so... It's gotten everywhere. It's just showing up, and so much that Rian Johnson even kind of went on Twitter and said, yeah, please, sarcastic, please make this happen. Oh, save my movie, guys. I was just curious to get some of your perspective on the rumors that they're stopping this all the way down to...
Well, I'm going to make it real simple, okay?
Yep.
Star Wars may be the biggest early movie franchise ever. Eclipsed by Avengers, obviously, but still giant.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so I will cite the following two Disney sequels. The Return of Jafar and Aladdin and the King of Thieves.
I actually liked Aladdin and the King of Thieves because
you shut your mouth.
Robin Williams came back as the genie.
I highly enjoy that movie.
I love Aladdin and the King of Thieves.
Okay, great. What I'm saying is, regardless of what anyone wants, they're going to continue making movies. And what they figured out is they can do it live action, not animated. That's what you're seeing now, is that Disney is going to expand this universe like they did the animated universe. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Brian?
Josh?
You like Star Wars, right?
I do like Star Wars, yes.
And you like Star Wars movies?
I consume Star Wars in all forms: video games, movies, television shows. Yes.
If someone makes a Star Wars movie, are you going to go see it?
Yes, I am.
Oh, well, the defense rests. That's
makes no
that's what
fucking
we're talking
sense.
about, CJ.
I agree.
They literally just announced that James Mangold is going to be writing and directing the Boba Fett movie, and then these reports come out like, oh, Solo did so bad. They announced that like 2.5, 3 weeks after Solo came out and officially, quote unquote, bombed at the box office. So like, they're not worried. A, B, it's Disney. They have all of the money in the world. I don't know if you realize this, but Disney owns a little piece of everyone's soul. They're going to do whatever the hell they want. And for all these freaking...
Keep it PG. Keep it PG.
I don't want to call you idiots. It's very, very hard not to call you idiots. For all of these uncultured swine who did not enjoy The Last Jedi, here is what I will say to you. A, you're entitled to your opinion, and that is okay. B, there's always going to be a new movie that could be better, so you're going to keep seeing them, so just shut up about it. See, I personally like The Last Jedi, and if you haven't watched the documentary that comes on the DVD about Rian Johnson writing The Last Jedi, I highly suggest you watch it because it gives you a whole new appreciation for all of those little things that really bugged you. But this goes back to what I said, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago when we reviewed Solo. This is not for us. This is not for the fans. The fans just consume it. It's for the creators to decide what Star Wars is. And if you're not happy with what Star Wars is, then stop watching it. But I know you won't because you're a huge fan of Star Wars.
Yeah,
so just let it go.
It's very similar to of course, with me, this always comes around to this. It comes around to DC and the whole like Snyder Cut fiasco, right? For Justice League. I think I could empathize with the people who did not like The Last Jedi in the same way that I did not like Justice League. However, I am not asking for a Snyder cut of the movie. I don't think that's. I don't want that. I want the movie. The movie I got is the movie I got. I don't like it. Sure. Am I sometimes just whiny about it? Absolutely. Am I demanding or asking for anyone's money to redo it? No, because let's go to the next movie. I'll keep trash on until the next movie is there, and like that's just how the world will live. I'm sorry if you didn't like The Last Jedi. Actually, I'm not sorry if you didn't like The Last Jedi. You didn't like The Last Jedi. Get over it. Like, let's move on to the next movie. If you weren't a big fan of Solo, okay, neither were a whole lot of people. But like, harassing the director and saying you ruined my childhood and I want money
or
from
harassing the actors, because the actress who played Rose got so bombarded she left social media, and that's just sad. First off, it's not her fault. She's an actress who was working with a script that is given to her, and she did it wonderfully. You could not like the character, you could not like the story, you could not like the movie. That's not her fault. She's an actress doing her job. Just like Rian Johnson is a director and a writer doing his job. If Lucasfilm or Kathleen Kennedy or Disney really had a problem with it, they would have booted his ass like they booted 3 other directors off of these projects.
Right, absolutely. Yep.
So clearly, what they did in that movie was in line with their vision. The thing about Star Wars fans, not Star Wars fans as a whole, but these Star Wars fans who seem to be extremely vocal, is that they're all hypocrites, because we all complained about The Force Awakens because it was too much like New Hope.
Right.
It was all the same. These are the same people who are sitting there like, oh, they didn't do anything new, and raise a Mary Sue who just learns how to do everything magically. And then when they try to do something new and take the characters in a direction that you would not expect, then we all complain about that too. Like, what the hell? Pick a lane.
Yeah.
If you wanted to be a freaking
Right.
carbon copy of the original trilogy, then go with that. If you want it to be something new, go with that too. But you can't complain when they do something new and you don't like it.
Right.
At some point, you just have to say, I want to enjoy what this universe is without getting into like, whoa, it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah.
Just, you know what? Let them take you in whatever direction they're going to take you creatively, and
Let them take you on a journey.
Right.
Let them show you the world.
Right.
Shining,
oh,
shimmering,
stop. God damn it.
splendid.
Don't do it.
I can show you the world.
Hey, Bane.
Shining, shimmering splendor.
Oh my God. I haven't heard from you.
Tell me, fans.
Yeah, please.
Is this who you want running your movies?
Oh, Bane, I haven't heard you in such a long time.
Oh, yes, CJ. I have just come back from the beach.
Which beach?
The beach, Joshua. I've seen all of the beaches. You merely adopted the beach. I was born into it.
Reported to the beach?
Molded by
You were
it.
molded by the beach?
I was getting sand into my mask when I was just a man.
This is quickly falling apart. You realize this, right? All right, Bane, it was nice seeing you. We'll just kind of let you go. Whew. Little, you broke Josh there, just a little.
But we merely adopted the beach.
Yeah, well, let's... See, this is why I tell you to go to intro.thatcountry.com. You haven't heard Bane on this show in such a long time. You don't get the bit.
Oh,
man.
yes.
Oh, hi.
If you wish to know where I have come from, please go to intro to that kind of nerd.
Oh, man. Oh, this
It is
totally...
a wondrous tale of strife and struggle.
This totally undercuts the thing I was going to end with. Oh, man.
Oh, yes, CJ, you were trying to be serious.
I was.
My fucking face is going to hurt.
It hurts. It hurts to... I don't know how much is in. All right. Whew. Listen, bottom line, this is what this all comes down to. We said this from the onset that I truly believe that the nerd culture, the nerdy world, is an extremely inviting community of a lot of people with a lot of different opinions. Just like Brian said, forcing someone off of social media, bullying people, just being extreme, being just toxic fans is stupid and idiotic. I don't like some of the DC movies. I'm not sitting there calling Jared Leto out. I'm not going in there and harassing him. I'm not telling people who like the movies that they're completely stupid and they're ignorant, and I don't insult them as people and for stuff that they do like. I just disagree with the opinions that they have. Be good fans of things. You cannot like something. You don't have to agree 100%. Just keep it civil, man. Just keep it honest to what you're about. And the moment that you may ask yourself, am I being kind of a douche? You're being kind of a douche, and adjust accordingly, and just kind of make those changes happen. I mean, I've even been trying to do that to be less of a douche towards DC. So listen, inch by inch, life's a cinch. So just be better people. You're better than this, nerds. You're better than this. Blah. Now you're going to get mad at something else.
Oh, there's more stuff to get mad at?
There's a little more stuff to get mad at. So remember when we talked about the Gotti movie with John Travolta?
I do.
We said, oh, that's a straight to DVD. And then we found out, oh, hey, they just pulled the movie. Well, a company, you may have heard of them. I don't know if we talked about them enough on this show. I think they're, small company here. What's it called? Oh, yeah, MoviePass. Bought the rights to this movie to help distribute it. And Gotti right now has at the time of this recording, had a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes from 25 reviews. And what the studio decided to do was to start to saying that the same old argument that we hear from a lot of people, this is for the fans, right? These critics, they're not fans. The fans love the movies. These critics are just trolls behind a keyboard.
Yes, because when I'm deciding on a career for the entirety of my life, I'm going to choose something that I don't deeply love.
Yeah, and that's it, man. They came out and they said, listen, audiences love Gotti, but critics don't. Why don't you see it? Trust it for yourself. Don't trust. And then they actually put on the screen trolls behind a keyboard. Outright calling these trolls, these critics, I apologize, trolls, which is ridiculous. Now, if you are not a fan at all of Screen Junkies, I highly recommend you go check them out on YouTube. They're fantastic people. They give great perspectives on a lot of movies and some of the inner workings of all these industries. Wonderful reviewer, Dan Merle. I respect him immensely. He came out on one of their programs and said, hey, listen, I'm curious about something. There are people on Rotten Tomatoes who are leaving 5-star reviews, right, who have registered this month for Rotten Tomatoes, and this is the only movie that they reviewed. Guys, I think you may be pumping your movie stats up a little bit. I don't think these are actual real reviews. So there's something fishy going on here, and calling us trolls behind a keyboard is ridiculous, and he made the exact point that Brian just made. Why on earth would you think I'm not a fan? I love this. This is the reason I'm doing my job. So he kind of clapped back and just said, you guys are absolutely ridiculous. So then the Gotti Film Twitter account tweets back to him, oh, so you claim that these users were fake, but Rotten Tomatoes just said that they're real. They're not bots. Do you want to apologize? And he's just like, oh my God. All right, listen, you want the facts? Here's the facts. I just told you I never called them bots. I think they're just people who made the accounts to inflate their ratings. But here's what it really comes down to. You guys have a flop in your hands, and flipping it around and trying to say the critics don't matter and it's all about the fans. You're just being completely ignorant to the fact. And now that other people are seeing this movie, right, because the press has now gotten out about this, their rating keeps going down. It's gone down 11% in the last 2 days. So what does that tell you? It's not a legitimate number. People don't like this movie. So stop trying to shove it down people's throats. Stop being just, again, ignorant, stupid, and just very, divisive people, and just let the process go down. Because to be honest, I probably would have just let this movie get the 0 and never talk about it again. But now people are just going to see this and keep hating on the movie. Like, it's just, and use your MoviePass so that way, they're losing money twice because they're paying for your own ticket. Like, you're not paying the money, just they're paying for their own ticket. They're getting nothing out of this. I think it's ridiculous. I think calling I think doing this approach is just stupid and idiotic. And again, it comes to the fact that I think our community is better than this. All right, my rant is over.
And listeners, you have just witnessed the genesis of a new segment called CJ's Soapbox. And there it is.
I have a feeling this is a movie that is showing in a theater with a jungle gym.
Damn right it is. God damn right it is.
I'm going to put a 1-star review on there saying I was so distracted from all these fucking kids. on
All the
Jungle Gym.
children jumping around the jungle gym.
Ridiculous. It's ruining my movie experience.
The whole time you were talking in my brain, there was a Muppet frog with some teeth.
Wait, did he have moving eyes, non-moving eyes? What was the Muppet's eyes like? I need to know. Since we're talking about MoviePass, let's talk about the final bit of news for Screen to Screen, and that is AMC has announced that they are doing their own movie subscription service to combat
Huzzah!
MoviePasses. And this one, I think, has a lot more options to it and has me honestly considering whether or not I'm going to keep my MoviePass. It is AMC Stubs A-List. It is $20 a month. It lets you see 3 movies a week, and it includes IMAX and 3D movies, which is pretty awesome. You can buy the tickets in advance, and you can see the same movie more than one time.
Yeah.
You only catch us, of course, it's only at AMC, which, not a big deal. AMC is huge.
It's the biggest movie retailer in the country.
Absolutely.
Pretty big. And I'm just gonna. So I have been so disconnected for the last week that I have no idea what this is, but I'm pretty sure that my wife engaged you in conversation about this at some point. So if I didn't say, "Hey, what did Laura Burns say about this?" I'm not really sure what else I can contribute.
I think it came down to I asked people on Facebook just what were their thoughts about this process, and this is maybe something that'll maybe reconsider MoviePass. To which apparently I got apparently the AMC that I go to, that I frequent a lot, is the nicest or the best AMC in the country, because everyone is shitting on their AMC theater experiences.
Yeah, I don't have that experience.
No, I've always had
My AMC is great. Here, I'll put in my 2 cents here, because I refuse to sign up for MoviePass because I don't think it is a viable business model. I see it imploding.
Oh yeah, it's gonna go down
very
flames.
soon, and then I'm out that money, because that's money I'm never going to get back probably. So I am more likely to spend the extra $10 a month on an AMC pass, and here's why. Not only is AMC one of the biggest movie retailers in the country, it's also, the movie theaters that I frequent are usually AMC. Just like you said, it's only 3 movies a week, but first, I have
perfect.
a job.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing a movie a day as much as I would love to. 3 a week is fine. Even if I only use it once a week, it's paid for itself. And on top of that, it's also going to be a part of your AMC Stubs Premium membership. So you get all the perks of that as well. So, they have discounts on concession, free thing on your birthday, all that
You
stuff.
get to jump the line.
You get to jump the line. You get all of that stuff still as well. So why wouldn't I do this? It's a more stable business model, because even if they're losing money on the tickets, I'm still, because I didn't have to pay for a ticket, I'll probably buy concessions,
Right.
and they'll make money on that.
Yeah.
So it just makes more sense to me. And there's an AMC 10 minutes down the road from me. It's got nice cushy seats with recliners. I can reserve my seating. It's amazing.
I won't go into a theater where I can't. I will not go to a movie that is not reserved seats. I will not. I refuse.
And then this includes IMAX, and this includes 3D. So I don't have to be like, I don't want to spend an extra $8 on IMAX. No, fuck it. I'm going to go see IMAX. And if I need to pay for a second ticket because someone at my party doesn't have it, that's fine. Because really, I'm only paying half the cost.
How much is this one, CJ?
So the MoviePass plan is $9.95 a month, right? And the AMC plan is now $19.95 plus tax per month.
$19.95, but gets you what?
It gets you 3 movies a week. It gets you repeat viewings, tickets in advance if you want to. It gets you discounts off concessions. So if you get a large, you pay a medium price. You get the ability to go to the front of the line for buying tickets and concessions. It also earns you reward points that you can cash in for credit at AMC as well. To be fair, you can use MoviePass and the AMC Stubs feature. You just don't get credit off the movie tickets. So it's basically, if you frequent AMC solely, or that is your preferred theater, there's that. I still can't find the reason to see MoviePass, because you can only see a movie once at MoviePass, a movie once a day, and honestly, you could go every day of the week, but there's not 7 brand new movies out. You hit the wall. It's just not happening. So I'm digging this AMC deal. The other part too is MoviePass also announced that they're going to begin surge pricing next month for big movies. They didn't say what it is, but basically expect that the next time you see a Marvel movie with MoviePass, you're going to pay an extra premium. And the moment that happens...
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
You heard me.
What is your monthly MoviePass subscription?
I did an annual subscription, so I pay basically $7 a month. But traditionally,
okay,
it's $9.95.
No. What's the annual subscription?
It was, I think, like $90.
Wonderful. How are they going to enforce a surge pricing when you have an annual? I don't understand.
Yeah, sure. When you get MoviePass, your credit and debit card is linked to the account. So for some reason you abuse their program, they can charge your debit card or credit card.
So essentially, if you see one of these movies that qualify for surge pricing, you're gonna get automatically debited like an extra $5.
I'm just gonna not subscribe to anything and just keep going to movies. Like
Do the AMC. Do this AMC plan again. $19.95.
Who the hell goes to movies that frequently? That's insane.
If you go more than once a month, how many times did you see Infinity War?
Twice.
Okay,
Wait.
It's paid for itself.
it's paid for itself just right off the bat, right there, because you can see IMAX.
No, for me, yes, but it's not one ticket. It's multiple tickets.
Right. For you, like paying for 5 subscriptions probably doesn't make sense. Unless every time you go to the movies, the entire family is going. But I mean, Josh, for you, when you're traveling and you're like, oh, hey, I got 2.5 hours to kill. Let me go see a movie. If you do that twice a month, this is great. You're going to pay for the tickets for your family anyway. So why not get your ticket for free and just pay for the wife and kids?
Take that $15 and take it towards the concessions.
That's very interesting. We never get concessions, but okay. That's good.
Like I said, I put this out onto Facebook asking for some people's opinions on this. And of course, Brian Roman. Did I say it correctly this time? Is that better?
What? Say it again?
Brian Roman?
No, you still.
God damn it. He said,
Brian, can you introduce him?
We heard from Brian Roman.
Yep, perfect.
Brian Roman?
No, nope. See, that's not it.
All right, I really don't care about the cost of the movie. I just want them to lower the cost of concessions. If that's where they make all their money, then they're going to make a whole lot more off of me if I buy popcorn and drink every time because it's reasonably priced versus the one time a year I go crazy and desire a disgusting $8 nacho for a small tray. To which I said, hey, this is America. Buy a gallon of popcorn when you go to the movies. Just bring your tub. I don't know what the hell you're going on about.
Who's buying nachos?
Also,
my wife.
Brian, that's a terrible idea.
No. The nachos are the best possible option.
They're just Tostitos with cold cheese.
Yeah, that's the most delicious possible option. Listen, he's like one of the most down to earth dudes I know. I trust his opinion. I agree with the concession thing. It's ridiculous.
But again, if you get this plan, your largest now cost a medium.
You get discounts on concessions.
Like you get those free upsizes. So I mean, like you're paying for a medium popcorn, but getting a large. It's worth it.
Which really, I mean, let's be honest. In the grand scheme of things, that's like the difference of 50 to 75 cents.
Hey, but listen, 50 to 75 cents. We're saving something. Also, a friend of the show,
Brian. If it's 75 cents a week, 75 cents we can round up to $1, right?
Sure. I mean, you're saving, like, if you go once a week, you're saving $4 a month.
$50 a year.
Yeah.
you could go out to dinner before the movie then with that
That's
savings.
not terrible, right?
No, that's not terrible at all.
That's something you can repurpose.
And you don't have to call anybody and pay them 50% of that savings.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Friend of the show, Austin Winchester, said this would be cool if the AMC by me didn't put their, quote, reclining chairs so close to the back of the wall that I can only go back 1/6 of the way before I am in an awkward position, and then I'm just basically sitting upright. Sticking to MoviePass and Regal Cinemas. So,
Austin, I think you're going to the wrong AMC.
Yeah, for sure. Go to the better one across town.
I don't have that
That's
issue.
why every town has 2 Denny's, so we can say, let's not go to this one. Let's go.
We're going to go to the good Denny's.
AMC's new plan. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'm probably good. I mean, it comes out June 26th, if I recall correctly.
And I'm sure MoviePass will be out of money by that time, so they'll be gone too, right?
Yeah, who knows?
Nice.
I mean, after this whole Gotti, bullshit, they probably will be.
They bought another movie too that is just done awful. I don't even know the name of it, but they're like, go see it. I was like, no one wants to see
Didn't I say
movie.
this would happen when you
Yes.
said, MoviePass is starting to buy movies?
Time out though. Here's the thing. As a consumer, I'm still seeing a ton of movies and only paying $10. There's no downside for me as a consumer. the company makes no business sense, and I don't give a shit. I don't own stock in them. Fuck them. I don't care if they go out of business. I saw a shit ton of movies and basically paid nothing. Like, I don't know why you weren't just saying, they were basically going, free money? Would you like free money? You went, nah, no thanks. No, really, there's no strings attached and you don't have to tell the IRS. Yeah, nah, no thank you. And I'm just like, yes, I'll take that money. I have no idea,
cheap bastard.
but I have no idea why you just told him the AMC thing. If you go one time, you buy
because
your movies.
AMC is a name I can trust, sir.
But here's the question: what have you lost?
This is like someone releasing a computer that's called Apple's Things, and said, "Hey, here's this Apple thing. You should use it."
But does it still let you go on the internet, make a podcast?
I don't trust it.
But let's just say it did.
I don't trust off-brand. This is why I don't buy bagged cereal, CJ. I only buy the boxes on the top 3 rows. That's where the good cereal is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to talk about the world of comics. How it's affecting TV, how it's affecting movies, but most of all, how it's affecting Brian. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
Amazon has ordered an animated series from Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman's series Invincible. That's the best intro I can get after 3 takes. Brian, I have no idea what the hell Invincible is. Should I be excited about this? What the hell's going on?
Uno momento, por favor.
Withholding for pizza.
That was Spanish.
It's so
For
fucking
one
hot.
momento, por favor.
You should be excited. And here's why. I'm going to read the description of Invincible to you
And
from
for
the graphic novel that I own.
And for those of you playing the home game, he's holding graphic novel.
Mark Grayson is just like most everyone else his age. He's a senior at a normal American high school. He has a crappy part-time job after school on the weekends. He likes girls quite a bit, but doesn't quite understand them. He enjoys hanging out with his friends and sleeping late on Saturdays, at least until the good cartoons come on. The only difference between Mark and everyone else is that his father is the most powerful superhero on the planet, and as of late, he seems to be inheriting his father's powers. This is actually a really good story that really kind of encapsulates like old style Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Spider-Man, about a young kid just trying to, getting his powers, like everything you like about Spider-Man. I want you to imagine a kid version of Superman going through.
That sounds awesome.
No, but I mean, it's a great book and I don't want to go too deep into it. There's a lot of like really serious, heady stuff that happens and some serious twists and turns that occur that would be awesome. And the fact that it's animated is even better, which means you can get away with some of this stuff. Because I know the description I read seems very like Saturday morning cartoonish.
Yeah.
But it gets like ultra bloody and ultra violent really quick.
Yeah, and I've been a fan of the Skybound work, right? I think that what their catalog is damn impressive.
Yeah, I mean, Kirkman wrote this for Image originally. I think it eventually went. I think Image and Skybound have a partnership for their comic books.
Is this not Skybound?
No. I mean, I'm sure it's being produced by Skybound. So my point is this: you have this story about this kid who's inheriting powers, who doesn't really know how to, handle them and balance that. Plus, but I want to go to prom. Everything that you really kind of enjoy about Spider-Man. But you also have trying to figure out how to say this without spoiling it. You also have the added effect of my dad is essentially Superman. Everyone knows him and everyone loves him. And how does a kid deal with that kind of father and that kind of fame and that kind of thing? So, I mean, it's a really great story. I highly enjoyed it. I'm not done reading it all yet because we're like well past 100 issues deep. But it's a solid book, and I'm very interested to see what it becomes in a movie form.
Well,
so yes. And plus, Robert Kirkman wrote Walking Dead, and you can say what you want about the Walking Dead show, but the first 3 seasons were solid.
Yeah. So I'm color me intrigued. I don't know if this does one of those pilot things like they used to do where they're going to put that pilot episode and people have to watch it in order for them to make it an actual series, or if it's going to be the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a trailer or 2.
Makes sense. All right. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, it has been enough time. We can finally talk about Incredibles 2.
It's been 14 years. We were all thanked for our patience which I thought was super classy, by the way.
I thought
Yeah,
that
it was very classy.
I thought that was great, having that little short Behand just saying Behand.
Behand. Behand is a new word. We had it Behand, Brian.
Behand
There was the movie, but Behand it we had an introduction.
I mean, I enjoyed the little short Behand the movie as well.
No.
Oh, dude,
no.
that short.
Wait.
I look over at Laura. I'm like, I'm not crying. You're crying. Everybody's crying.
I know, we're not keeping Behand and.
Oh, you're keeping that.
But
No, it happened. It happened Behand the movie, CJ.
Everything that happened behind this conversation, you have to keep.
No, this is now a thing. It's gonna.
Otherwise, the rest of the podcast did not make sense.
Did not Behand it. Oh,
but listen. Behand, we starts talking about the Incredibles 2. Seriously, spoiler alerts in case you haven't seen it. Please don't listen to this. Otherwise, you might get the movie spoiled. Also, Behand, you listen to this part. Go see The Incredibles 2. It's extremely important. You waited 15 years for it. We know you have. Go watch the movie. And maybe Behand, you do that. You get some concessions, maybe a large popcorn or some gross nachos if you'd like. And then you can come back and you can listen to this part.
I hate you all so much. Oh,
It's so good.
I hate you so much. And also, I love you. And I miss you so much. I need you in my life. All right, so let's talk about the short before the actual movie, which I thought was wonderful, as most Pixar shorts before the movies are. I audible gasps when she ate the dumpling.
Metaphorically, this was amazing.
Oh, it was so good.
It was in my maybe top 3 or 4 all time, and there have been a ton. This was so good, but like metaphoric, like Christian was like, well, she ate her kid, and I said, no, it's a metaphor, and he was like,
what's a metaphor?
Oh, so he like left home, and I'm like, yes, it's a metaphor. You get it.
I was trying to explain it to my 5-year-old daughter. Why did she eat? Why did she eat? Why did she eat him? Why are you crying? I was like, I know you're gonna leave me one day, and he left her. I'm not crying. I'm sweating. This is terrible. I'm trying to explain it to her. She's 5. All she saw was a cartoon, eat another cartoon, and just why did she eat him? Oh,
I'm
God.
destroyed. I'm destroyed by it.
You don't know what's happening.
It
was
the parents reacting to their children's reactions are the best part
God.
because it's so
and
so
then at
ridiculous.
the end when he shows up, right, and she grabs him the hand on the bed. I'm crying again,
right,
and she's like, Daddy, why are you sad? They're together. I'm like, exactly. That's exactly
I'm not sad. I'm happy, and there's people cry when they're happy, man.
I can't explain to you the complexities of human emotion. You're 5. You just yelled at me because a piece of popcorn fell on the floor and you lost your best friend. You called a piece of popcorn your best friend.
Zoe came back, like they're about to leave for the family reunion. So Laura and the kids are gone. They went to the reunion. But prior to leaving, I get a sobbing Zoe.
Is that why she was crying?
I get a sobbing Zoe walking back into the house. I went, baby, what's wrong? She's like, oh, my man. She's got this unicorn, this stuffed unicorn that she has dubbed Lady Glitter Sparkles after the movie.
Right? Yes.
But it fell, and now her eye has an abrasion. Like she's like, yeah, her eye got scratched. And I'm like, well, I don't know how to help you with this ridiculous thing that you're upset about, but now I'm upset. That's what this movie is.
You know what didn't make that better for her was when I saw her getting into the car, because I was coming by to get some stuff from you, and decided to just go up to the car door unannounced because she's wearing headphones going, what do you think you're doing? And then scaring her, and then looking and already see that she is crying. I'm like, oh my God, I made Zoe cry. Oh, shit. And Laura comes around the car and goes, no, she was already crying. And I was just like, oh, I'm here for stuff? God damn. So anyway, Incredibles. Let's get back to that.
Yeah.
And we've segued into our personal lives. Well, it was Jack was obviously the star of the show. Just
No
him
way.
fighting the raccoon.
The raccoon scene.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was the comic relief.
No,
Oh,
He was the
Jack
star of the show.
drove the whole ship. Jack was this movie. This movie would be nothing without
Elastigirl
Jack.
was this movie.
No, this
No.
movie would be nothing without Jack.
Jack.
Oh.
I can't begin to tell you how wrong you are, sir. Jack is what made this movie.
I
Yeah,
agree
okay.
completely with CJ, which almost never happens.
Nope.
I love the Jack stuff, but I love the Elastigirl stuff more.
Yeah, she was fine, but Jack was the movie.
Yep. If you ask
The
anybody,
whole movie.
if someone's like, "Hey, tell me about the movie," like, oh, so Jack got powers, right? And they were giving him cookies, another dimension. He fought a raccoon, and the raccoon fighting was just exquisite. You're just gonna focus on the raccoon fighting. Yeah, I know I'm saying raccoon. Come at me. Don't at me though.
The whole movie was Jack.
Absolutely.
Everything important that happened in that movie was Jack.
Yep. Who saved the day?
Jack.
Who made you laugh?
Jack.
Who made you cry?
Jack.
Who's got two names as a first name?
Jack.
Thank you.
First off, Jack didn't make you cry. Secondly, how did Jack save the day?
Every scene he was in saved the day.
Goddamn right.
He didn't propel the story at all. It was a funny side bit thing that we have to deal with
his
as a
crazy,
family.
scary monster babies save the day at least once, if not every time.
The only critical thing I have to say about the movie was I didn't enjoy the villain. That was kind of
Really?
Uh,
It was
Called it
It was
and just that was
super
it.
predictable. It was so predictable.
Yeah. No, you know
Right.
what? I actually thought
But I didn't dislike the villain. It was just,
super predictable. Yeah,
I actually didn't predict this. I actually predicted something different, which
you were
thought it
going
was gonna-
ambitiously.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be the guy, Bob Odenkirk's character. Not because if I'm going to make good PR for the heroes, I need to have them fight a villain.
Right.
So let me create this made up villain to have them fight, and we can get great PR that way. That's what I thought was going to happen.
every company has like a super hopeful positive face and then like that shrewd back end. So as soon as we were introduced to those two, I said, "Oh, there's the villain."
Listen though, the action was really good, like really compelling. I like the fact that
I'm not criticizing this. This movie was amazing. Everyone needs to see it. It's amazing,
and totally worth the wait.
for sure.
I absolutely,
But
I agree.
please don't make me wait this long again.
No, not 14 years again.
No
Can we
way.
get another Incredibles like next year, please?
I wish.
Made enough money. Made enough money. No, I was overall extremely happy with the movie. I love Jack, and I want to go see it again. I paid money, by the way, to see this movie. Paid money.
But if you had the AMC pass, you wouldn't have had to. No, I love this movie. I thought it was. I don't care what you all say. I thought it was more focused on Elastigirl, and it absolutely was more focused on Elastigirl. I still love the family dynamic. This is absolutely still the best Fantastic Four movie I've ever seen.
Nobody said it wasn't focused on Elastigirl. We just said that Jack was the best part of the entire thing.
Yes.
I loved all the action scenes with Elastigirl. The monorail scene with her chasing after that monorail with a motorcycle. The scene where she does find the villain, the screenslaver, and fights him in like the crazy strobe lady room. Like, I thought all of that was awesome. And like the whole like messaging of the movie, about like, hey, just do what's right for the sake of doing what's right. Don't wait for somebody to tell you it's okay, and don't sit there and let bad things happen. If you have the ability to do something, you should absolutely do something, and that should be okay. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic, and I was like a little kid in that theater, and I was just so freaking happy. Like the movie started, I was like, oh my god, it's starting! I haven't felt like that since Avengers. Let's face it, but. I definitely want to go see it again. But yeah, I mean, I thought, I liked everything. I even liked the stay-at-home dad stuff that Mr. Incredible had to endure. Like, it was like kind of fun to see the kind of role swap, and like all of a sudden, like he realizes how stretched thin his wife is, and he has to figure out how to kind of go through the day and learn Common Core math and all of this ridiculous crap.
How awesome was the intro before the movie with Craig T. Nelson and Sam?
Oh yeah, it was
Jackson?
great.
It was great.
Yeah. They were like, hey, thanks. We love that you love the movie.
Do you know how long these things take to make? Yes, not 14 years.
Yeah, it takes more about 4 to 6, depending on, how much crew you have behind it. You know what I love about these movies? Both of these movies. They have this very 1950s feel to them.
Yes.
But with sci-fi and superheroes, and I love that. I love just the overall feeling and design of these movies. They don't have cell phones, but they have car phones, but they have spaceships and yachts that have planes built in them.
But
like
no
I don't
HD
care.
TVs, but they have modern, yeah.
I don't care. I don't need explanation. I love it all. I think it's fantastic. I love it. It's great. Give me more. Give me.
I also love the whole scene with is it Edna?
Edna Mode.
Edna
Mode.
Mode was just I love that bit. She had a great thing about capes in the last movie. And this part was I don't do babysitting, and then just seeing what she's doing with the costume, and just watching everyone freak out about it was so good, so good. God damn you, Pixar! Do such wonderful work.
You do. You do. I will say I don't think it's as good as the first one, but it's like right the fuck there. Yeah, everyone should see this movie.
Yep.
And you know what was really nice? Like I went on a night that I normally wouldn't go, and there was a bunch of kids, and I was like, oh God, I'm gonna have to sit through this with kids. The kids were more well behaved than the adults, and it was wonderful. I loved it. Anyway, there's my 2 cents. And there were no jungle gyms in sight.
So Behand you go, right?
Behand you go, behand everyone leaves.
Behand everyone leaves. I do want to please just say thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. But I do want to ask you to do us a quick favor, really easy. 2 things. Number 1, go leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. That really helps us out. Number 2, go to your show notes right now. Go check out the very top link. It is a survey just to ask us how the show is going. We don't want your data. We don't even want your name. We just want to know how the show is going. And if you would like to win some free swag, and believe me, I just got a mountain from Josh that we're going to be giving away. Put your email address in at the bottom of the survey, and we will love to send you some wonderful nerdy gifts. So thank you so much for listening, and we will see you all next week.
If you love comics and sci-fi and technology, television, video games, and fantasy, well, take a listen to our show, I'm sure you'll see there's many points where we can agree. Like that Martha as the plot point was just too absurd, and Apple versus Android is a case to be heard, and that Josh Frank's new Fantastic Four was a turd. Well, welcome to the club, because you are that kind of nerd.
This is the bottom line for me.
You just went,
So Amazon has ordered a Amazon series from Walking Dead creator Robert.
No.
Invincible.
Can't say Amazon has ordered an Amazon series.
Did I say Amazon?
You can't fucking
I meant to say
that.
animated. I meant to say
You
animated.
suck at speaking today. Amazon has ordered that Amazon make a series about Amazons. It'll be delivered to you via Amazon Prime with your Amazon subscription of Amazonian nature.
I'm in a tiny closet. I'm hot now.
Are you in a glass case of emotion?
Yeah, I'm so hot. I'm so hot.
Milk was a bad choice.
Milk was a bad choice.
You've said that behand and you never backed it up.
Never. I went. Here's the problem. I didn't immediately just go back and just start.
Yeah, you didn't do your.
Nope. I put my head against the wall in defeat, and that was enough time for you to just jump on.
You gave us the opening.
Oh, man.
You can't ever give us an opening, CJ.
To be fair, I saw this movie in Reading, so I didn't actually get to see this movie.
Because you were held at gunpoint
to catch my
while
drift.
watching the movie.
It's just not really working. Yes, and that's where I would like to personally. I just want to address one listener just head on, real quick. And Josh, I know you can back me up on this. Dan Newbert says that his AMC experience is, and we're going local. This is totally niche, but I'm literally talking to one person. Dan Newbert said that he goes to the Fairground Square Mall AMC and he felt like he needed tetanus
Why
shots.
would anyone go?
For the love of God,
entire mall
never go
has
there.
closed. The only thing that's there is a farmer's market.
Yep.
Like, it is a ghost town.
One should imagine.
The farmer's market, by the way, is still amazing, and everyone should still go to that farmer's market because it's wonderful. However, everything else around it, like, there's a Chinese buffet and a Bojangles, and then like Mad Max level dystopian.
Yeah, absolutely. To put it in perspective for everybody else, this AMC theater looks like something you would find in Fallout.
It's a dollar theater. It's
exactly a dollar theater. So Dan, just like Josh said, every town's got more than one movie theater. Just like Denny's, that's the bad Denny's. Never go there. Go to the good Denny's and never the Reading IMAX.
CJ, doesn't the one behind like the Home Depot and Best Buy there isn't that like a Fox?
It's
or
a
whatever?
Fox. Yeah, it's not bad.
Isn't it reserved seats there?
Yes.
Yeah. Go to that one. Because it's reserved seats.
All right. So I'm sorry we only talked to one person, but Dan Newbert, I had it ridiculous going to the fairgrounds.
I am not familiar with this fairgrounds movie theater, but I feel like we could have an awesome paintball match in this ghost town. You should continue going to this movie theater. I will see you there, sir.
Brian, that is the theater that the Jungle Gym would come on. You'd be like, ooh, someone's died there before. Yep.
It's not a good Jungle Gym. It's a rickety, rusty
It's like rusty and shit.
Gym,
yeah. Oh, not good. There's a Fallout shelter somewhere in this theater. It's that old.
For sure.
All right.